tree-lined streets, a beautiful park, and old-fashioned charm, it's easy to see why people want to update homes in this neighborhood or put a new one in altogether.
It is a good thing. We like to have the neighborhood kept up. We like to have the neighborhood added to, but we want to make sure that it stays historic in value as well, meaning that the front of the homes stay to their period.
Because McKinnon Park is a historic district, any exterior work, additions, and new construction must go through the city's Historic Preservation Board for review.
It maintains the integrity of the area. So right now that we've determined that the architectural significance is such that it's worth saving. And it tells a story. It tells the history of the city just by the architecture itself.
In some cases, property owners want to tear down an existing house and put up a new one. The sale of this home on South 4th Avenue is contingent on the board approving the plans in July for demolition. Any plans for a new home must meet the standards set by the Secretary of Interior for historic properties.
Every time you take a piece of property out of an historic district, it really impacts the entire district. That if everybody just went about willy-nilly and just took a piece of property out, eventually what do you have left?
But cross 26th Street from McKinnon Park into Pendar Lane and you're out of the historic district. And while the homes may be just as stately, there isn't any red tape to build or remodel.
Unfortunately, right now, some people want, a large house like you would get in a subdivision, but the lots are quite small, and so we want to preserve this feel of the old neighborhoods where you have a nice lawn and trees.
Linda Barker raised her now-grown children in this 1937 home. She's happy the city is finally taking steps to make the Pendar Lane area from 26th to 33rd Streets and 4th to Phillips Avenue a historic district.
Well, I just think it gives people an idea, if they do move in, the historic significance of the neighborhood, and if they do choose to remodel or change the facade of a house, that they keep it in a historic perspective.
Well, I have a design background, and so it was really important to me while we updated this house and made it more functional for our family today. It was really important to respect the existing architecture and just enhance it.
Going across the front.
Patty and Scott Abdullah are remodeling their 1937 home on Pendar Lane. They even found the original plans tucked away inside and say they're doing all they can to keep with the period of the home while making it work for their family. But they're not sold on being forced to go through a city board for such projects.
Well, I have mixed emotions about it. On the one hand, I think it's good that it keeps some consistency or tries to keep some consistency in the neighborhood, which everybody wants. But on the other hand, I'm a person that believes that, hey, when you purchase a piece of property, as long as you're complying with the city's zoning regulations and so forth, that you should be able to do what you want with your house.
Abdullah also points out that even if a homeowner's plans are denied in a historic district, they can still go ahead and do what they want with their property eventually. But the city says what homeowners learn in the process does help preserve history. Meanwhile, it's hired a New Mexico company to survey the Pendar Lane neighborhood to see if it will qualify for historic preservation.
Maybe if there were a design review, people would, be more cognizant of the historic nature of the neighborhood and try and do their remodeling or their retrofitting to fit the historic character.
But the wheels have just started turning in the process to make the Pendar Lane neighborhood a historic district, and that could take anywhere from 2 to 4 years. With Eye on Camelband, I'm Angela Kennecke.